It's Roger, Mudfossil University. Today, once again, sort of bucking the system, so to speak. Now, what do we have here? That is the globe Earth, and as it spins in space, it causes friction. Just like you do, just like this does in the air. Shh, you can hear it spin around. Now, what does that friction do? Well, let's talk about friction. What is friction? What is friction? It's two surfaces rubbing against each other. And what rubs when you rub two surfaces? Well, skin against skin. Well, that's fine. What about this? Well, a rock against skin. That's fine. Well, what does that mean? It means that that is coated with electrons. That is coated with electrons. It's electron to electron is friction. The better the contact between the electrons, the stronger the friction. The harder to push into the electron cloud, the stronger the friction. The harder to push into the electron cloud, the more heat. Very, very obvious. Now, so what is high pressure and what is low pressure? High pressure against the Earth creates heat. High pressure against the Earth creates an upper heat zone, an upper atmosphere heat zone. Huge heat dome in the upper atmosphere. Now, we're spinning through space, electrons to electrons, which is the cloud surrounding the space, which is the ether that is within the vacuum, which is not a vacuum of space. So we have a planet spinning, rubbing, heating, and our outside magnetosphere. And the reason the magnetosphere is there is because there is stripes of magnetism in the Earth. Look it up, magnetic stripes. As it spins, it's spinning in an electronic cloud. That is identical to a generator. A generator generates electricity, which is a field. It's just that simple. As we spin, we heat. As we spin harder into more dense space, we heat more and more. And guess what? If they load the atmosphere with particles that push harder against that ether that we are scrubbing through right now, they're going to create more heat. They're not going to keep the light from coming down. The light's still going to do what it does. They're going to create a push, a harder push against the ether that we are scrubbing through right now. So I say they will increase the heat if they do atmospheric modification. And I also say the heat is being increased because of jet fuel emissions in the atmosphere. And that is also floating to Earth, destroying all kinds of things. pH primarily in the water, in the streams, chemicals are landing all over the soils and plants and everything. It's a very, very serious situation. And there's a ton of these different products in there, not just gases and oils and bitumens. There are all kinds of toxic additives, heavy metals and all kinds of things. Who knows what's in there? Right? And they fall to Earth. They're all over. You look up in the sky and all you can see is the things, clouds up in the sky made by these planes. Now, those are chemtrails, those are this and that. Well, maybe they are. I don't know. It doesn't matter. The ones going through the atmosphere that are carrying people around to go here and there, those are the ones I'm concerned about.